Lifting is not enough. It's your boy, Coach Lou, at the Horwich House of Strength, the strongest gym in Horwich. And today's probably somewhat controversial, or it might ruffle a few feathers, or it might not, because I'm going to explain myself very, very well. So, even if you initially disagree with that initial statement, you'll probably come out of this video thinking, you know what? Yeah, he's right. And now, the topic is that simply lifting, is not enough. And that's in relation to me saying that Pilates is not enough. Running is not enough. Yoga is not enough. Doing, cycling is not enough. Just stretching at home is not enough. Like, people come up to me all the time, clients, members of the gym, just random people, family members, friends, stuff like that. Oh, I'm going to start yoga, I'm going to start Pilates, I'm going to start running, I'm going to start this, that, and the other. Or, I go running with certain people and there's people there that only run. Or there's people that I know that only do Pilates or only do yoga or only do one thing. And that, to me, is not enough. If your pursuit is athleticism, looking like an athlete, training like an athlete, being strong, limber, lithe, lean, you've got to do multiple things like fitness and what it takes to look and perform as an athlete. It's multifaceted, so one thing will not do it. All these things get touted as like the best thing ever. Like, oh, Thai boxing's the best thing. Oh, boxing's the best thing. Oh, Pilates is the best thing. High rocks is the best thing. None of these are the best thing ever. There is no best when it comes to health, fitness, exercise. The best thing you can do is a combination of things. So doing one thing simply isn't enough. Like you'll see on this video, I'll be lifting, but then I'll be throwing, I'll be carrying things, I'll be running, I'll be climbing, doing a lot of calisthenics. You need to do multiple things. There are multiple facets and levels to fitness and training and health and longevity as it is. Simply doing going back now, people tend to get kind of suckered into their niche. The majority of powerlifters now will only do powerlifting. They will do the big three, the squat, bench, deadlift, and they will do their accessory lifts that gear towards that, towards making them bigger and stronger. Yeah, I know some coaches do program like cardio and things like that for powerlifters, but it's a long-running joke that powerlifters don't do cardio. And while that's kind of fading away, there's no smoke without fire. Same with like say like Olympic lifters. They get, all they want to do is snatch and clean and jerk. Yeah, great, that's fantastic. But doing a run or a walk or cycling somewhere is not going to kill your gains. Doing some yoga or Pilates is not going to make you any worse. In fact, it might even make you better. The thing is, with a lot of lifters, over the years that I've seen, they do get muscle bound. They do get tight and stiff. If you can't do a behind the neck press, then what does that say about your physique, like your body, the vessel that you have? That's not good. If you can't do a hinge where your shoulders go below your hips, then that just shows me how stiff your hamstrings are. That's not good. If you can barely like tie your shoes, these are not good things. If you can't do like straight arm flies because your biceps or your pecs are so tight, then that's not good. These are things that need addressing. Like, it does you no favors being super stiff and knotted and tight, or on the other end of the spectrum, it does you no favors being so morbidly unfit that walking up the stairs is a killer. You know, a bit of cardio, having a good aerobic base, will not hurt you, bro. It will only make your lifting better, I guarantee. Being able to recover between sets faster. But if you're doing like a high rep set of squats or deadlifts, being fitter will ultimately be better for you. Like, I don't see how this is kind of controversial now, but it tends to be. So doing one thing is no good. You need to do multiple things to have a great athletic physique. And now, if you love Pilates or yoga or whatever, then do them. Do yoga. That's mint. Do yoga. Do Pilates. Go running. Go cycling. Do everything. You know, do stretch more, lift more, run more, move more. Just do it. There's no best in anything when it comes to this stuff, but you need to do a myriad of things. You need to do multiple things. You need to train your body in multiple ways through multiple different disciplines. You know, if you're a fighter, for example, you know, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Thai boxing, anything like that, these sports require a lot of skills and a lot of different fitness elements. You can't just rely on one thing. And this is why fighters, rugby players, athletes have S&C, strength and conditioning, because they have the sport, which they do, and they have the strength and conditioning to aid that sport. And on top of that, they'll have the physios, the massages, all that stuff. They'll have stretching routines and protocols. They will make these people athletes. They will turn them into athletes. And if you want to be an athlete, if you want to perform like an athlete, if you want to look like an athlete, you need to do multiple things. Now, I don't mean you need to have like 10 different gym subscriptions. You know, you don't need to go to a Reformer Pilates thing now and sign up and then go to a High Rocks gym and do your circuits there, because let's face it, that's all High Rocks is. You don't need to, you know, sign up to a CrossFit gym or an Olympic gym to learn how to do the Olympic lifts, just because I've said you need to do multiple things. But if you are lifting, you need to complement and accompany that with some form of cardio, so some form of aerobics, and some form of stretching. Yeah, those three things, if you nail them, you find something that you like and you absolutely nail them, then you will have the body of a god or a goddess. Guaranteed. And you will feel like you do as well. You'll be limber, you'll be live, you'll be lean, you'll be fit, you'll be athletic, you'll be aesthetic, you'll be all of that. So if you nail those three, so the resistance training, so this could be, if you really just like calisthenic stuff, bodyweight stuff, it could be that. But I'd say lifting like with weights. So resistance training, check that off, see what you like. It could be, like I say, it could be powerlifting training, it could be Olympic lifting, it could be CrossFit, it could be bodybuilding, it could be anything you want, whatever you like. It could be a combination of things. You don't have to like paint yourself into a niche or a corner. So yeah, resistance training. Yeah, get yourself lifting in some form. Then hit your lungs and your heart, get them strong with the aerobic stuff. Could be swimming, cycling, running, rowing, stairmaster, whatever the hell you want, hiking, whatever the hell. It could be a combination of things. You know, you see what I'm saying? You could do multiple things. You should be doing multiple things, because variety is the spice of life, man. Don't get too suckered in and too kind of pulled into just doing one type of thing and kind of making that your personality. If you want to go for a bike ride, go for a bike ride. Go if the next week or the next day or whatever, you want to go for a run, do a run. If you want to go hiking on the weekends, do that. It's not going to interfere. Like, people are so scared about the interference effect, or people are so bothered about crossover and carryover. Who gives a damn? Like, if you want to, you know, get into kettlebells, swing a freaking kettlebell. You know, do some clean and presses. What is it? Is Russian kettlebell sport? Was it Girovoy or something? I probably butchered that name. Get into that. And then to finish, find some kind of stretching that you enjoy doing. You know, yoga, Pilates, I don't know, just some random stretching and do that. Just those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head. But any form of stretching, just go online and find some stretching routine, something that you like. I have a book called The Science of Stretch, which is pretty mint. I'm going to get the whole series, I think. They've got some awesome routines. I just do a few of them multiple times a week. Probably, well, once a day, I'll do one or two of them. And that's me done. So that is it. If you tick off those 3 boxes, you're going to feel mint. You're going to look mint. You're going to perform mint. You're going to be better than anyone who just kind of focuses on one thing. Because, let's face it, and this is just anecdote and what I've seen over the years, lifters tend to... They don't tend to look... To a point, they do kind of look a bit shit. But that's when they're all knotted and muscle-bound and tight, and they think that, you know, running a mile is this, like, Herculean task. And that shows in your physique. So lifters tend to be all, like, tight and knotted and ugh. Runners tend to look the worst, in my opinion, because all they do is run, so they're just kind of skinny fat. And, of course, I am generalising here. I am massively generalising. So if you are a runner or if you just lift, I'm not pointing at you. But yet runners tend to look the worst, in my opinion, because they're just usually skinny fat with no muscle mass at all. And I just think, ugh, why? And then the stretchers, you know, the yogis, the Pilates, they're fine, but they're generally just weak. You know, there's not much to them. They're flexible, but they have nothing to kind of hold. They've no muscle mass. They've nothing going for them there. They're probably equally as unfit aerobically as the lifters. So, but a combination, you know, that is kind of why we have concurrent training, or I guess a lot of people call it conjugate these days, but it's training multiple different disciplines or attaining multiple different goals which might not align. You're training them simultaneously. So strength training alongside running a 5k, 10k, marathon, whatever. I know I jumped quite a bit then, whilst doing some kind of stretching routine. Now I quite like the ATHEX stuff at the moment because there's a strength element to it, an endurance element to it, and a conditioning or a metcon element to it. There's multiple facets of fitness there, and it means in order to do well at it, you need to be fairly lean, fairly fit, and fairly strong, because you could probably dominate the first bit, the strength bit, if you were just big and fat and strong, but you would suck at the endurance bit and the metcon bit. Now, you could probably do really well at the endurance bit if you were basically a distance runner, let's say, but you'd probably suck at the strength bit, and you'd probably suck at the metcon bit because that's slightly different to your style of training. Now, if you were a sprinter or anything like that, you probably do well at the metcon stuff. You might not do too well at the other two, at the strength and the endurance. So you have to be well-rounded. And I've spoken about this many times before, the 666 challenge. Fantastic goal for any man. Even if you don't achieve it ever, like gearing towards it won't hurt at all. Like being able to do a 600-pound squat and deadlift while running a 6-minute mile, again, is like the epitome of fitness. To me, anyway, or athleticism. Like, you're strong as hell. Like, I know we're seeing heavier and heavier weights being lifted these days, but a 600-pound squat, I bet quite a few of you will never see one of them in the flesh in your lifetime. Like, a 270-kilo squat is monumental. I don't care that we've got, like, these 500-kilo squatters now. But a 270 squat and deadlift, these are phenomenal lifts, while also having the fitness and the body weight to run a 6-minute mile. That is unreal. So yeah, that's my 2 cents, my take on things at the moment, the way I've kind of shifted in mentality towards training over the past couple of years. One thing is not enough. Pilates is not enough. Running is not enough. Lifting is not enough. You must do a combination of the three, or a combination of resistance training, aerobic training, and stretching. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's it. See ya.